Hey everybody, welcome back to True North VR. Today we are checking out the Uni T Gunstock. This is made by one dude. It's not a company or anything, it's one guy. I'm going to link his website, link his Instagram. He's got an amazing video going through in depth this gunstock. What I plan to do here is show you how to assemble it, show you all the different ways that you can kind of customize it and adjust it. I'm going to show you some gameplay, and of course I'm going to give you my review of it in the end. Without any further ado, let's get into the assembly. Okay, so after you've unboxed it, this is going to be what you have in front of you. We have our holster with our belt. We have one major piece of the gun, the other major piece of the gun. This is kind of like your cheek rest, screwdriver, a couple of pieces here, and some other tools. So this looks pretty daunting, pretty intense, but it's actually not that bad when you're going into assembly here. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to put the holster off to the side. We will talk about that later. I'm going to put those off to the side. Let's slide this up. This piece right here is your shoulder, and then this is going to be where, if you're right-handed, your right controller is going to be. Now first you're going to see there are a ton of levers on here. All of these levers allow you to adjust certain things that we're going to get into in a little bit. What is important to start with is this piece right here. You can see these different holes on there. What we want to do is that's where we want to attach this rail onto this piece. That's going to connect these two to make our gun stock. And so you should have two pieces like this. If one of them happens to be longer than the other, the longer one is going to go in the back here where it's just one hole. The shorter one will go in the front. Reason being is you're actually going to be able to use this as an adjustment spot as well. For our sake here, what we're going to do is you're going to want to line up your rail so that this lever here is facing up. Put this in here, and I'm just going to attach this first piece, or at least start to get it threaded through there. Once you have that one in there, then you're going to realize that this part right here can go into one of those three existing holes there, depending on where you want this angled for the type of gun that you're using, and sometimes even just the game that you're using. For our sake here, I'm just going to put it into the middle. Again, feed this through and twist it in. Okay, there we go. Now the only other thing we really need to do in terms of assembly is attach this. This is our cheek rest that's going to go along the side of your face. Notice it has a little knob right here. You're going to want to loosen that. And to start, I would just adjust this to about a 90-degree angle. Tighten it up. This is going to go inside of the top of the shoulder strap, or the shoulder pad right there. In order to be able to install that, you need to make sure this is loose. So we're going to put that up, not all the way up or else it blocks the hole. Put this in as far as you want it. If you want to put it all the way down to start or somewhere else, and then just clip that down and it's in. We are good to go. So there's your basic assembly of the parts that it comes with. Let's go a little bit through the adjustments, and then we'll get into our controllers as well here. So again, you've seen a ton of different knobs around here, all these different levers. There's a lot of different adjustments that are going on here. First off, I can show you is this one here. This releases this whole controller piece on the rail here. And if you watch the video that I linked below of the creator of this, then you'll always hear him talking about how it slides like butter, and it definitely does. It slides super nice, very good. So I'm just going to lock that into place just for now. Now there's three other levers here. There's that one, this one, and this one. By releasing each of those, you're making this piece here be able to adjust in basically every direction. Forward, twist, and left and right. So it makes it pretty much an omnidirectional, adjustable capability. Once you have it where you want it, then you can tighten each of those in, and we are nice and sturdy. The same goes for this piece up here. There's one other thing to it that I'll show you in just a minute, but again, you can release pieces of it And I'm just going to bring this up here just so it's somewhat straight. We'll put it off. There we go. Like that. Okay. Now the other thing about this one that I'm going to get into with the holster is that it has this other extra piece here. This is actually able to be pushed in. This is the part that is going to attach to the holster that I'll show you later, which then also releases that controller. With it pushed in like that, it is now locked in and it's not going anywhere. We'll get into that later. One other adjustability piece that we have is right up here, and once you release that, you'll notice that this has an elastic on it as well, and it can move forward and backwards. And then by releasing that, you're also able to adjust. Just make sure that's loose enough. There we go. You're also able to adjust this rail for the certain height that you need your shoulder to be at. I'm going to put it about there for now, but I do want this in a little bit. With your shoulder pad, if you pull it out, you can turn it upwards and downwards, push it in, it'll grab the teeth there, and now it's locked back into place. So that's your very basic rundown of all the adjustability features of this Gunstock. There's a lot going on here. If you want the full in-depth of each and every single part of it, I'm going to link the creator's video because he does a fantastic job of breaking this whole thing down and going through it all step by step. But what I want to do now is go through the controller installment. And so these are magnetic. So if we take a look here, if you tilt this forward, that's what's going to make it come off easy. If you try to go side to side or backwards, it's not. It's made to come off by going forwards. So I'm going to release that. To take this one off, as I said before, you're going to need to push this in to release it. Go forward, and then you're not. Because if this is in, you can see that those metal bars are what locks that controller into place. To attach the controller, you're going to want to use the screwdriver. You'll notice here that he has this metal ring that we need to tighten. It looks a little bit rudimentary, however, it holds it in nice and strong, and I didn't have any issues with it at all. Let's do the right controller first here. So I'm just going to place it in so it's nice to the bottom. You'll feel when it's at the bottom. Take your screwdriver, tighten it a bit. Still feels a tiny bit loose. Give it a tug. If it stays, then you know you're good. You can do the same with the left, but what is also available here is it came with this piece here. Now what you can do with this piece, you can put this controller in, the left controller in, and you can actually slide this piece in at the same time. So it's like this. Just gonna give it a little tighten right now just so the controller's in. Okay, just a tiny bit more. Now what this little piece can do is you can move it over so it's in front of your side trigger, and that will hold the side trigger down for you while you're playing. In some games that might be useful, so that is something you can do and something that he's added. It just shows you again how much thought has gone into this accessory here. Fantastic amount of thought. But if you don't want to use that, if you feel like it might scratch your controller or something, you don't have to. That is just, again, another thing that he thought of when he was making this, to just add another layer of depth to this Gunstock. Some of you might be thinking, well, using a screwdriver to put in the controllers is a little bit maybe time consuming or things, but I promise you that it's really easy and it holds them nice and secure, right? That's the most important thing. Then we can clip them back in, lock that one in, and there, your controllers are in and you are good to go there. If you're wondering what these two pieces are if you want to create your own type of shoulder strap, and then these will easily attach onto the rail system there or onto one of these bars here, so you can use a shoulder strap. He didn't want to create a shoulder strap because his side holster that he's created is a much more efficient system, and I will be showing you how to use that here as well. Alright, so here we have the holster. I just wanted to show you how to put it on here. So it's just like a belt, right? Well, it actually is a belt, just with a 3D printed piece attached to it. So I'm going to want it down on the side of my hip, right over here. Wherever you find that, clamp it in so it'll fit on there. Now I've got the gun here. Sorry, I had the gun stock here. Now here is where you want to make sure that this piece here, that's what's going to go in and catch the pointy part right here. So if I'm playing, I go down, it catches, and you can see it automatically extended it out. Then when I'm bringing it up, I keep it close to my hip, it closes it, and I'm good to go. Down, it catches, brings it out. What that does is it releases this controller, right? So now this is released, I'm able to use it as a pistol or whatever. Put it back down, keep it close, it's closed there. Now this controller is locked back into place. Super ingenious system, because what you can do is you can pop this one off, put it down, pop them both off. Now you're good to do whatever you need to do. Put it back down, bring it up, put it down, boom, you're good. Very good system. Instead of having a shoulder strap or something, this is what he's decided to do. And once you get used to it, placing it is actually really easy, and it stays nice and sturdy there, and you're good to go. So here we are testing the Gunstock with Population 1. I just wanted to go through a few things and just kind of talk about it while playing it. When I first got into this game, or any game that I used it with, it took a minute to get it adjusted properly for the sightings of the gun. Needed to adjust the height of the shoulder strap, needed to adjust the height and just the position of the controllers. But once you have that down, it's a really smooth experience. Reloading is really easy with that left controller. Push it forward, it comes off the magnet really easy. You can use it and plop it back on, and then you're good to go. The more you use it, the more you see how seamless it is, and it's a really good, smooth process. So if you switch to a pistol and you want to have it one-handed, you put the gun down into the holster, it releases that right controller. Perfect for using a pistol. Your left hand will also be free because you've released that controller as well. Makes it really easy to reload. And then if you pick up a two-handed gun again, connect it magnetically, both the controllers right back up, and you are good to go again. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but once you get that, that's actually a pretty smooth transition. So here you can see in a game like Population 1, if you need to climb a wall, you can put that gun down into the holster, use both hands to be able to climb the wall. I'm going to go up and climb another one here. By having that side holster and that easy release of the right controller, then you're able to free both of your hands. It allows you to do multitasking while still being able to use the gun stock in the game. Very good option here. Alright, so as you just saw, I've had a chance to use this now. Let's talk about it. Overall design, fantastic. This is fully customizable to the max, right? Each of the controller pods here are omnidirectional once you release those, as I showed you before. We also have our rail here that isn't just used for pump action shotguns. That just allows you to adjust how far away or how close the controller is to the other one, right? Depending on what kind of gun you're using. So it has a nice dual purpose there. In his video, he does show wrapping this around if you need to, because if you have it fully released, it's going to touch right against the other one. If you're using a pump action shotgun, wrap it around once or twice, and then it's not going to bump your hands. It'll keep that. So that's just a little tip for you. So again, both of these are omnidirectional. Then we also have our stock at the back here. This can move up and down, as I showed you. And then we have our piece up here. I guess I may as well just show you. This has a little elastic piece as well, so that when you're playing, if you need to get closer, you can move it forward, but then when you release it and you want it back, you don't actually have to grab this. It'll just go back by itself, and then you can close it and you're good to go. All of this is designed so that you can do it while playing with your off hand, right? So you're holding it with your dominant hand. All of these are adjustable and reachable with that off hand. Even our shoulder pad there, pull it out, it can be twisted up and down, and then our chin rest here, cheek rest, can also be adjusted. So this has so much customizing that you can do to it. It is awesome. Now when I first saw this, I was thinking, oh boy, this is a little bit it looks a little bit rigid or hard, right? Not comfortable. But when you're in the game and playing, it's not like the metal pieces are coming into contact with you at all when you're playing. You have your hands on the controllers, you got your cheek on the smooth tube right here. Shoulder pad is nice. It's not like it's cushioned, but it doesn't need to be. It forms into your shoulder there. And you can adjust the little rings here that hold the controllers in so that your fingers aren't touching them, right? So if I show you right here, my fingers are right up close to it, but they're not actually touching it. And when I first saw these, at first I was like, oh boy, there's no snaps or anything on there. We got these rings on here that I got to use a screwdriver for. It's not actually that bad to put them in. It takes 10 seconds or less, and it holds them very secure. Not once was I afraid of those controllers falling out. And I mean, I did have my hands on them as well, but they are nice and secure in there. So in terms of functionality as well, this pops off really easy, but it is a very strong magnet, right? It just has it so you can pull it forward to get it off really easily. That's how it's designed. If you try to move it side to side or anything, it's not going anywhere. How he's designed this part right here, where this is locked in there until you put it in the holster and this pops out, releasing our front controller here. Sorry if I don't have it in position, it's hard to pop that off. And then when you bring that up and it locks into place, then it's locked in there as well. That's a fantastic design. I really like that. Something I've definitely never seen before as well. So in terms of price point, we are looking at €149 on his website. I will link that below for you to check out. That's about $230 Canadian. Some of you might think that's a lot. Compared to some gun stocks, it is going to be a little bit more, but I've honestly tested and I've seen ones that are more expensive as well. So for all the work that he's doing, and let me remind you, this is just one guy. This is one guy trying to improve your VR experience by creating and designing this whole thing by himself. He's putting this all together so that you can have a better VR experience with whatever first-person shooter game or rifle game you like to play. Imagine if this guy had a team or access to more resources or anything like that. This is amazing what he's put together here. I'm really impressed with it. If you want to support a single guy, not a company, not an organization, just a single guy trying to help out the VR community, making an awesome accessory by himself, you really need to check these out. If you're into first-person shooter games and you want to enhance that gameplay, this is something you need to check out. So again, I'll link that website below. I'll also link his Instagram if you want to check that out. Super nice guy to talk to. If you have any questions, you can message me if you want or comment below. I'll do my best to answer those, but I also encourage you to message him directly. I will link some of his videos below as well. He goes through this thing in full detail. It's about a 40-minute video. I didn't want to do a 40-minute video for you here. I just wanted to give you a quick little overview. But if you want the full breakdown of everything, he'll do it for you. You should watch him put it in the holster and bring it back out. It's amazing how fast he does it. I'm still learning how to do it. It's a little bit of a learning curve. This accessory isn't for somebody who's just going to play every so often. These are for the ones that want to play more, play a lot, and want to enhance their gameplay. So I hope that does it for you here. Thank you for watching this one. We'll see you next time here on True North VR.